And where's your mama?
At the house.
She at the house. You need me to go into the house.
I think that take one.
You know people be snatching kids.
No.
Yes. Yes, the heck they do. And you just walking up to me, girl, you scared the daylights out of me.
No, my friends.
Huh?
My friends.
Where's mommy?
In the house.
Let's go find mommy? Yeah.
My mother told me and my siblings when we were young kids, before I remember it was when my older brother started secondary school. It was a big deal, my older brother going off to the big boy school. And my mum sat us down. She said, if you're ever in trouble out there in the real world, look for a black woman.
If you get lost?
Find a big black guy.
You find a big black guy, and what do you tell him?
And that I lost.
I called the police. What's going on? But somebody's baby I done found outside in the cold with a pamper on, one sock, no shoes, a top, walking in my backyard. The police is here.
White people, stop telling your children, go find a black woman if they get lost. Hell no, we're not doing this in 2025.
I was in a grocery store today where a random white child ran up to a random black teenager. She looked to be about 15, 16 years old, but probably appeared older to him because he looked to be about 6, 7 years old. So he went up to her, grabbed her hand, and was like, "Mommy told me to find one of you. If I'm lost, can you help?" And this kid, this teenager, deer in headlights, had no idea, looking around trying to figure out what to do. And honestly, I've never trusted that situation. I've never trusted the fact that y'all tell your children to find a black woman for safety, but you tell the world black women are violent, angry, and bitter. Never really trusted that. So I stayed in the aisle, and I'm glad I did, because not even 30 seconds later, here comes his mother with security rounding the corner talking about, "Why are you touching my child?" Black women, if you find yourself in this situation, record everything immediately.
If you get lost?
Find a big black guy.
You find a big black guy, and what do you tell him?
And that I lost.
Oh, do I need to tell you there's a bunch of white people really upset about that video? Stitching it, duetting it in the comments. Oh, this is racist. Actually, if you want to be real about it, statistically, based on the data, any child would be safer approaching a strange black man than they would a strange white man. So let's look at some numbers. Convictions of possessing images of children. White people, 86%, while black make up only 4%. I'd say white people damn near cornered the market. Now, when you talk about assault of a child, the numbers are a little bit different, but white people still excel. 42% are white, 18% are black, but I feel these numbers might be skewed. For example, Hispanic make up 10% of the abuse. They also make up 10% of the possession of images, so those seem to be pretty close to each other, while these other numbers are way off. Now factor in that black people are 7 times more likely to be wrongfully convicted of a serious crime, including that kind of assault, than white people are. Then think about all of the priests at the Catholic Church hid and protected and moved around. All of the pastors that we've recently found out the Southern Baptists were protecting. Think about all of the well-respected white teachers and coaches and scout leaders over the years where people just didn't believe the children, didn't believe that that good man was capable of that. And it's not hard to imagine that these numbers should probably be closer to those. And as long as we're talking fun facts, let's look at this one. They looked at SA convictions from 2006 to 2017, and you know what they found? There was a 1,330.47% increase in sentences of black individuals and a 8.6 decrease.
Hello brothers and sisters, welcome back to the channel. I'm hoping that you're doing great from wherever you're watching me from. Happy holidays to everybody out there. While we are celebrating the type of holiday that you believe in, whether it's Christmas, whether it's just a holiday where I just want to rest, because not everyone believes in Christmas, right? There's a topic that I feel like we need to think about, like the plight of Black Americans, the plight of Black people, and how different societies perceive Black people. You see, Black people have played an integral role such that they are recognized by some things that people don't expect black people to be recognized with. Remember, the work of the mainstream media, of the white supremacist medias, they have always tried to portray black people as people who are good people, like people who do some uncool things, like people who are uncivilized. And that's how people see black Americans. If you try to ask people out there, right? People who haven't like put themselves in life with black Americans. But there's a video resurfacing. Somehow it was a video that happened in the past, but it is resurfacing. Because why, if black people are not great, why are you always thinking that your kids are so much secure with black people? Because this is just a kid who is exposing the truth. This kid is exposing the truth because he's saying, all the kids that are being involved in this video, they are saying that in any case they ever fall into trouble, they should look for a black woman or they should look for a black person. Because black people are going to protect them from the problems. But there's a problem with that. I'll discuss the problem with that as part of the commentary that I'll be giving. But that's just that. Sometimes kids talk, but they reveal something so much important because they still don't know how to gauge when to expose the truth or when not to expose the truth. And so you understand, they end up just talking and ending up saying things that shock the world. But at the end of the day, there's a video that requires black people to talk about, to discuss, because at the end of the day, we all need to talk about this topic. I believe it's so much important. So let's watch the video. I'll be back and then I'll be sharing my thoughts. If you're watching me for the first time, I'm your number one host and presenter, HDX Stories. And please make sure to subscribe to the channel if you're coming across this channel for the first time. And for those always coming back and supporting the channel through different ways, I highly appreciate the support that you are giving me. But until then, let's watch the video. I'll be back with my thoughts and commentaries in regards to this.
Increase in sentences for white individuals. So white people, far more likely to do it, also more likely to receive a lenient sentence for it. So while I'm real sorry if that first video triggered you, statistically speaking, that mom is right. And maybe you should teach your children to do the same thing.
I called the police. What's going on? But somebody's baby, I done found outside in the cold with a pamper on, one sock, no shoes, a top, walking in my backyard. The police is here and the medics is here.
Hello. Hi, buddy. Hey, bud. What's going on? How long has he been inside?
So, probably approximately maybe 2 minutes before I called the police. I immediately brought him inside, covered him up, and called the police. I immediately covered him up.
Yeah.
So, yeah, his feet, if you feel his feet, they're still pretty cold.
Okay. Well, we're going to get him out to the ambulance here.
Okay.
Let me go grab a blanket for him.
There you go, baby. Bye-bye.
All right, buddy. I'm out, guys. All right, thanks.
Yeah, if y'all need from me for anything concerning, here, I'll walk you out.
Yeah, if you want to come out.
Yeah, I'll walk you. Okay. Come on, baby. Come on. Come on. Let me get my shoesies. Let me get my shoesies.
I keep seeing people talk about the white child find a black woman thing, and this is like my take on it. A lot of us black women are taking it back to like when we were the mammy, like back to the mammy days and just keeping it there. But when I think of it past the mammy days, I also think about the fact that we are possibly the safest person that your fucking child could be with. Like, honestly, just the black woman being who she is. And all of us collectively as black women, majority of us can say we will help any child, no matter race, age, any of that. We will help any child in need. So I honestly think it's more so of a thing, like they know their child would not be safe with a white man. They know their child would not be safe with another white woman. And they're not very sure about a black man. They say find black men too sometimes, but they know they'll be safe with us. But let me also say this. I completely and utterly understand our frustration with that shit, because that puts us in danger. It fucks us.
White people, stop telling your children, go find a black woman if they get lost. Hell no, we're not doing this in 2025. Whether you are conscious of it or not, what you are doing is putting our Black women in grave danger. And hell no, we're not doing that. Because little Sarah or little Timmy will go running up to some random Black woman and she doesn't know what's going on, grab hold of her, and you being frantic, looking for your child, who you should have kept better supervised, you would turn a corner and see your child with a Black woman and want to call the police. And that could end up having our Black women be arrested, separated from their families, and God forbid, even unalived. Hell no. You Kens and you Carolyn Bryants out there are not going to put our Black women in danger. And what really pisses me off about this, white America, on one hand, loves to tell the world that Black Americans, especially Black American women, are angry and loud and ghetto. But then privately, you are telling your children, now, if you are lost, go find a random Black woman, because you know deep down you can't trust your children with your men and other white women. So you tell them to go find a random Black woman. Hell no. Stop telling your kids if they get lost, they need to find a Black woman. What you need to do is be better parents and keep them better supervised. Black women, if this happens to you, make sure you record the entire interaction. And if you have someone with you, have them record it too, so that you have more than one set of documentation as to what is going on and what is happening. And please boost this message. A user by the name of Lizzie, her video brought this to my attention along with some others, and I put Lizzie's video in my stories. Go watch it and share it. Boost this video. Better yet, make videos of your own. And in your circles of influence, share this information about what is going on. Y'all be careful out there.
I'm sitting in this car trying to gather myself because the wildest shit just happened to me and I'm at a loss. So I was just walking. I was going for a jog at the park and then I started just walking my last couple laps. This little boy runs up to me and he's like, I can't find my mom. I'm lost. I can't find my mom. And first, like, I'm like throwing the fuck off because what do you mean? Like, this little white boy, he had to be like 7, 8. He's panicked, can't find my mom. Please tell me for my mom. And I'm like, okay. So we're like backtracking. I'm like, who else were you here with other than your mom? Like, what's your name? What's your mom's name? I was like, where was the last place that you saw your mom at before you got lost? He's telling me all this stuff. So we go back to that location. We're like walking around and I happen to notice there was a bathroom near that location. So like, I walk inside the bathroom with him. I'm like, call your mom. He's like, oh, mom. And I'm like, what is your mom's name? And he told me her name. So I'm like, I'm yelling her name. And she's like, yes. She's like, comes out of the bathroom with the little, her other kid who's younger. And she's like, what's going on? And I'm like, is this your son? And she's like, I'm like, what's his name? And she tells me, I'm like, is this your mom? And he was like, I'm like, cool. So I explained to her, like, your son thought that he was lost, da, 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 da. This little boy, y'all, this little boy stops, looks at his mom, says, Mom, you were right. You told me that if I got lost to look for a Black lady or a Black family, you were right. Excuse me? I was like, what? She was like, my mom told me that if I was ever lost or if I was ever in trouble to look for a Black lady or a family. I'm like, what? So I look at her and she was like, yes, I've told my child since like he could formulate words or thoughts that if he's ever lost or in trouble to look for a Black woman or a Black family because he will be fine. And I'm like, that is insane. Me and this woman spent the next 20 minutes talking while her kids were playing, talking about the difference between a child asking a white person or a white family for help versus a Black woman or a Black family. I had never heard of this. I had never heard of this. She's like, yes, I think every white woman that I know has told their child this. She then proceeds to tell me, she's like, I don't know that Black people don't harm children, but I know for a fact that white people harm kids and kidnap kids for fun. I have never, I was at a loss for words. I talk. Like, I didn't even have the words to formulate to explain to her how shocked I was at what she, because like, I know this to be true. There's never been a time in my Black ass life where I have seen a Black woman and not thought that, like, in the least, she's going to look out. You know what I mean? Like, whether I know you or not, I know if some shit pop off, me and this black girl, we got each other. You know what I mean? I've never doubted that. I did not know that white people knew that. I had no idea that white people knew that black women, like, we're going to take care of. I don't give a fuck who that child belongs to. I don't care that if I've never seen a child, I don't give a fuck if that kid is Asian, white, don't care. I'm going to. I did not know that they knew this. That shit just, it broke my brain. It broke my brain. And I am so glad that I did what I was supposed to do for all of us. Hey, for all my sisters, I passed the fucking test. Because that little boy, I'm talking about, he ran up to me and held my hand. I'm lost. I can't find my mom. That white lady said, and here's the crazy part, I don't know if I told y'all this, she didn't even know that her son was lost. Like, she had gone to the bathroom. I told him I was going to the bathroom. He must have not heard her or whatever, but she was not panicked. Like, she was like, my kid was playing. First of all, why the fuck would you go to the bathroom with your one kid, leave your 7-year-old by himself at the park? Like, insane. Insane, but whatever.
I feel us involving black men is wrong. It puts them in danger of police interaction and other violence. I am torn, though, because it's a child. Okay. Hear me out. I feel very torn about this. Like, I understand. Like, I get it. The statistics don't lie. The math is completely and totally mathin', right? We know without a shadow of a doubt, unequivocally, that a child would be safer in the hands of a black man than anyone else. However, okay, as the mother of a black son, the wife of a black husband, daughter of a black father, sister to a black brother, blickety black ass cousin to a bunch of blickety black ass cousins, I fear that we would be setting them up for harm. Not only from the police. I need y'all to think bigger, okay? Imagine little Becky or little Bobby gets lost. They find themselves a nice, big, strong black man. I'm lost. And now you have Karen and Ken stepping in and now threatening that same black man and accusing that black man of atrocities. We know it. You know it. I know it. That is what will happen. That's one. Two, I'm not okay with us black folks again being saviors. We had enough of that, right? When we were slaves, we had to breastfeed your babies. We had to take care of your babies. We had to watch your babies, school your babies, discipline your babies. So we are still going to perpetuate this notion that black people are still, in the year of 2022, supposed to be taking care of little lost white children? Really? I think not. Okay? So I feel for the little lost children of the world that happen to be palm-colored, but what we're not going to do is put that onus and responsibility to be the savior yet again for other people. Y'all need to take care of your own children.
When I was a little boy, my mother told me that if you ever need any help or if you're ever in trouble, find a black woman. When I was going through my curl phase and growing out my hair, it was a black woman that helped me know what products to use. When I was in school, it was a black teacher that helped me out. Black women in the comments. Black women in the comments. Oh, he sees us. Oh, yes, we are the blueprint. Oh, my God. Giving this man unwarranted attention instead of dragging his ass for calling us mammies in plain sight, okay? Black women, I need for you to get more stingy with your time, energy, and your resources, because it is clear that all we are to the majority of the world is some help. A mammy. If we need something, if we blow up something, let's just go find a black woman to go fix some shit. If we decide that we have some criminality at the top of a Fortune 500 company and we got to oust the CEO, we're going to bring in an interim black woman. Like, literally, at every single piece of, like, society, black women are often having to pick up and clean up and help put some shit back together. Aren't you tired, Miss Hilly? Aren't you tired? I know I'm tired. My tank right now, empty. I'm in my soft era. I'm in my being helped era. I'm in my being loved and cared for era. It is not lost on me that some of y'all are not in that era, and it shows because we constantly have people like him on the internet praising black women, but don't care to help us, don't care to love us, because I did a little bit more scrolling and researching, and not that it matters because I have dated across the rainbow. I'm from Oklahoma. Like, interracial dating is like routine, okay? That's nothing new. But the fact that his beloved is a white woman, I take issue with that, considering what he said in this video. You're good to, help me out, but like, not marry me, not date me. He never said he dated a black woman before. He never said any of that in his admiration video about black women. Dear black women, I urge you to get stingy with your time, your money, your energy, and your resources for help. Be stingy with it. I'm not saying you got to be mean, but you need to be in self-preservation mode, because all society seems to see us as the damn help. We've got to do better. We got to start teaching people how to treat us. Okay? But yeah, that's enough of my rant. I'm not, you know what? The sun is shining. The temperature is great. I'm going to enjoy the first day of October. But black women do better.
Not to get annoyed when non-black people talk about how black women will save them, but it gets even more annoying when you hear that from non-black people of color, because a couple of thoughts cross my mind. One, where did you learn that from? I mean, I know where you learned it from, but why did you accept it so easily? And two, why do you feel more reliant on us than the people in your own community? I think they think it's a compliment to say, black women will save us. Black women are the most powerful beings in the world. They're superhuman. And it's like, no, we are human just like you. We are not any more or less capable of getting things done than you are. It's just that you were taught that whatever you don't want to do, we will do it. And I don't like that. That's actually not cool. I'm not saying that you can't engage with us, but I am saying, like, what makes you think that we're superhuman and can solve problems that you can't solve yourself? It's like, do you ever stop to consider that maybe we don't want to help you? If we say no, if we say we actually don't want to, or we don't have the emotional bandwidth, or we just frankly don't give a shit, then we're the bad guys and people call us everything but a child of God. Have you ever considered the fact that we are basically forced to overperform, because if we don't overperform, we'll be seen as lazy or bitchy or inconsiderate or selfish? This shows up in a lot of different areas of life. If you think about how many black women feel the need to over excel in academics and in the workplace, and a lot of times they don't really get recognition for that, it's because we're expected to do like twice the amount of work for just basic human recognition. The most frustrating thing about it as a black woman, though, is that I genuinely do like helping people. I like being kind to people, but I often have to question, like, do I genuinely like helping people? Do I like being kind to people, or was I just conditioned to be that way? Because as a black woman, if I act human, if I have bad days, if I say I don't want to help you, I'll be painted as a villain. I don't particularly like feeling that way, that a trait that I have, ambition, kindness, empathy, that these are things that are just kind of not really appreciated in me as a person because they're expected of me as a black woman. Like, yeah, of course this black woman is going to work like more than she should. She's black. That's what black women do. Unless they don't, then they're lazy welfare queens.
So I was yesterday years old. Be gracious with me if this is something that you always knew. I'm just now discovering this, so all these thoughts are running through my head. But it's definitely given like, oh, find you a black woman. She'll definitely bring my child back to safety and nurture them, even though it's not their responsibility, and even though they're expected to be superwoman and get none of the credits of being superwoman, still find one. I don't know. It's not giving complimentary the more I think about it. Now I will say, like, when my phone got stolen last year, the only police officer who truly cared to go the extra mile to do their job was a black woman.
So brothers and sisters, welcome back to the channel. I'm hoping that you are doing great. Happy holidays from wherever you're watching me from. Let's get into the part that I believe it is the most important part. Let's just talk about this, right? You understand that black people were often perceived as people that they cannot be trusted. But right now, we are seeing things changing. We are seeing things changing. And somehow it leaves a room for debate. Why am I saying so? It leaves a room for debate because you see the fact that these white people are advising their kids to seek help from black women or from black people generally. First thing is that it poses a big threat to a black person's security. Because remember, when you have lost a child, probably you went on a crusade, or probably you went, I don't know, you go to, on a store, a supermarket, or whatever place that you went to, right? And you've lost your child, you've realized that you're not having your child. But remember, you told your child that when they are succumbed to a problem, they should look for a black person to help them because a black person will ensure that they are safe, right? And so this is what this meant. This meant that your kid will be looking for a black person. Now understand that you are in a panic mode. You are looking for the lost kid. So what do? You first report to the police a missing child. When you report to the police that you have a missing child, now what happens? The police starts to do their search. When the police starts to do their search, I don't really understand if by the time you are giving this kid an advice that when they're lost, they should look for a black person. Right now, you are so much tensed. Now, you know what's kicking in? What's kicking in is that stereotype. That stereotype of seeing a black person with your kid. Get it? So when a police just sees a black image with a missing kid, and this is something that needs to be looked into psychologically, like scholarly. Why is it that black is always seen as threat? You see, I think those are questions that people need to ask themselves. Like people in the United States need to ask themselves, why is it that black is seen as a threat? Especially when it comes to security or insecurity issues in the United States. Now, let me talk about it now. This police will either or might end up arresting this black person, even though the intention, right? Even though the intention of this black person or this black woman is to help this kid. The kid might try to explain that they helped me, or the kid might not even be in a position of like really expressing them in the right way that the police can understand. A simple misunderstanding, it's enough to put a black woman into jail or a black man into jail, generally black people into jail, because it is human nature to understand that a kid has come to you and the kid is reporting to you that they are lost. But when the police will be coming, I don't think that they will see it in the same scenario. And I don't know if you're a person who have succumbed to this problem. Just let me know. Because at the end of the day, I believe that we need to discuss about this issue. We need to talk about this issue because this has placed probably not a lot of black people have come out to talk about this. But trust me, this is something that is happening. And you'll agree with me that this is jeopardizing the lives of black people. This is jeopardizing the life of black women. We need black women. Black women should not act as security shields. And after acting as security shields, again, them helping or them showing an act of kindness, because it is human being to be kind, they're showing an act of kindness, it is being used against them. I want you to understand that this is being used against them. Now, what are the disadvantages when this is used against you when you're a black person, right? Being a black person in the United States, it means that you are presumed, or you already assume that you are at fault. Not even the parent who have lost the kid. You are the one who is at fault. And you need to explain yourself that you was trying to help this kid. Probably the kid has seen their mom or their dad, and right now they just don't have any business with you. So you can't even explain yourself. You can't even go back to this kid and ask them, you are the one who came to me. You are trying to look for your mama. You are trying to look for your papa. Like, you feel me? So all of this, and as much as people are realizing that Black people are the most like secure people, at the same time, this is putting Black people into like so much problem that needs to be discussed, that needs to be talked about, right? So please, brothers and sisters, let me know what you think and feel about this video, because I'm your host and presenter, Ejidek Stories, and this is an important video that we need to talk about, right? So happy holidays from wherever you're watching me from, and let me see you in my next video. Peace, love, and harmony. Salute.